This is Chris, and we're going to be taking a look now at DNS. A couple things for practice with your 2003 DNS server. So taking a look, I have a little diagram here I've made, and just to clarify what we're dealing with, we have two domains, contoso.com and globalcorp.com. We are in contoso.com, and our DNS server is DNS1 here. We are sitting at this DNS server in my example, and we have some clients and a server named server1. The server is a file server and an email server, and we have our other domain over here, which is globalcorp.com, DNS server 2, and they have a server named server 2. There's three things I want to accomplish in this example, and one is going to be to create a forward lookup Active Directory integrated zone for contoso.com. It's going to be this database right here, ADI, Active Directory integrated. We're going to create a conditional forwarder for from DNS1 to DNS2.globalcorp.com, so that if anybody types in globalcorp.com on this domain, it gets forwarded from here to here. And then we're going to create an A record for server 1 as well as an MX record for a mail exchange record for server 1 to accomplish the file and email server name resolution. So here we go, hopping over into the server now. I might see a little bit of lag here because I'm remotely connected in, but I'm going to go into DNS, start administrative tools, DNS, many ways you can get into that. Here we are. I'm going to create a forward lookup zone first. So I'm going to right click my forward lookup zones. Keep in mind you might need to left click it first. Welcome to the wizard. Next. Alright, it's going to be an Active Directory integrated, so I need to make sure primary and this last checkbox is stored. Remember, you got to be on domain controller to do that. Next, store the information in the domain rather than the forest. Next there. Domain's name is going to be contoso.com. That was the example. Next, and then dynamic updates, secure updates only. You're going to want that if this is an ADI zone and it's for your domain. So next, and then finish. And as you can see, creating the database for contoso.com is pretty easy. And so that takes care of the first step I wanted done, a database called contoso.com. Create a conditional forwarder from DNS1 to DNS2 so that anybody who types in something with a globalcorp.com extension, you want it forwarded over to this guy. His address is 103110. So to do that, I'm going to right click my server, which I've named instructor A. So I apologize, it's not actually called DNS1 in my example, it's instructor A. And so I go there and I go to the forwarders tab, and to create a conditional forwarder I'm going to click new, and globalcorp.com is what I'm going to enter, and then I'm going to make sure that's highlighted. I'm going to click 10.3.1.10, that was the IP address we gave it. Click add, and then I have set my conditional forwarder up. So now anytime anybody types anything such as server2.globalcorp.com, they're going to get, if they query my DNS server, they're going to get forwarded to that DNS server. And remember that this doesn't involve any replication, it's just a forwarder. I'm going to click OK, and that will accomplish the second goal, which was to create a conditional forwarder from DNS1 to DNS2. The next thing is to create an A record for server 1 as well as an MX record. Server 1 is at 10.2.1.5. So we're going to go here under contoso.com. We're going to right click new host A, and it is called server 1. That's all I need to type. Notice it automatically plugs that in. And 10.2.1.5. If you're doing a reverse lookup zone, you could create an associated PTR. I'm not having it do that right now, but I'm going to hit add host and click OK. Done. And I've created my A record. The last thing I need to do there is create an MX record for that. So I'm going to right click contoso.com. I'm going to hit new mail exchange. And at the beginning here, you'll notice it says by default DNS uses the parent domain name when creating a mail exchange record. You can specify a host or child name, but in most deployments the above field is left blank. So that's an example where if I had a child domain and everybody's email address or whatever was tied to the parent name, in our case we wouldn't have to work with that. In most cases, if everybody has the same parent name, it doesn't matter if you were in a child domain called uk.contoso.com or japan.contoso.com or whatever, everybody wants the contoso.com email. So most of the time companies are going to leave that blank, in which we're going to do the same. So coming back here, I'm going to come down here to this fully qualified domain name spot, and you can type the name server1.contoso.com. I'm more of a fan of browsing because you're guaranteed that you type it correctly. And of course, if you were practicing this for an exam, for example, if this was like a sim or something on an exam, this guarantees that you've spelt everything correctly. So I'm double clicking, and there it is, server1.contoso.com. Here is the priority. You don't have to do anything there, but if you had a second mail server and you wanted to give this record a higher priority, the lower the number, the higher the priority. So I'm going to click OK, and there we go. We've got our MX record now. Okay, so that takes care of the diagram that I've created and accomplishes all my goals. I have created an A record for server 1 as well as an MX record. Okay, so this will take care of my demonstration on that. You can keep track of updates on twitter.com/instructorchris. My YouTube is youtube.com/instructorchris123.